This conference will now be recorded.
So in a real time, after taking a requirement from the client, so client will provide a requirement to develop any Power BI report builder report or SSRS report. And so after gathering the requirement, what we do in SSRS project, we will try to build a complete client logic in a store procedure. We will write a store procedure and we will try to implement the client logic in a store procedure. The output of the store procedure, we will show it in the SSRS report. This is a common architecture in a, most of the SSRS projects in a real time. So we miss this actual flow. Now I'm going to write down a procedure. Then I will call this store procedure from SSRS report. Okay. So simple store procedure. I'm not going to write a complex one. So I'll write a simple store procedure. So I'm going to write a store procedure. Create a procedure name STP, return EMP details. Let's say return employee details as begin, and here I'm just writing simple selection. Okay, I'm taking one parameter called DEPT number at the rate DEPT number. So, and I'm taking the same parameter over here, department number equal to at the rate. This is simple store procedure, and if you call this procedure, so we have to pass a department number to the procedure. What is the execution statement of this procedure? So exec, how to execute this procedure, exec, a name of the procedure. Then here you just take the parameter name and pass the value. If you pass 10 to the procedure, then procedure will return 10th department employee information. If you pass 20 to the procedure, if you pass 20 to the procedure, then it will return a 20th department information. And if you're passing 30th department information, it will return a corresponding information. Now we'll go to SSRS and we'll see how to call this procedure and how to import employee information into a reporting. Okay, let's wait for a minute and find it. Next, go to Visual Studio. So first go to Visual Studio. And go to our project. Now let's create a new report. Right click, add new item, click on report, and you select store procedure. Calling store procedure. Click on add. So I'm creating a new RDL, but from this RDL I'm going to call a store procedure. Okay. So as usual, reuse the shared connection. Reuse the shared connection and browse the shared connection and click OK. And now over here we will call a store procedure, right? So here we will call a store procedure. So just employee information. But here we have a two different ways of calling a store procedure. In a 15 session, like we discussed, right? We selected a data source, and here we have written a SQL query to import the data. But right now I'm not going to write a select star from table name over here, but I'm going to write a procedure execution statement. So there are two different ways of calling a store procedure from SSRS report. First step, select a store procedure option over here, and from the drop down you can see the list of store procedures which we created. So list of store procedures, and this connection is pointing to Power BI database. No, here in this from this list you can see all the store procedures which we created in a Power BI database, and whichever store procedure you want to call from a SSRS report, you select the store procedure and refresh fields. Now it will import employee information. So this is how we call a store procedure. There is another way of calling store procedure. Right click, add data set, and here we can say emp underscore v1. So second way of calling store procedure is, again we will take a data source, and over here we can write execution statement of the store procedure. What is the execution statement of the store procedure? Your exec name of the procedure, then a parameter of the procedure. Now over here we are passing a value, right? But as our procedure is expecting a value, and we should not hard code any values in the data set, right? So let's create another parameter. So here the parameter which you see in the left side, it is a procedure parameter, and this is a SSRS report parameter. So this is a left side name. You can consider this as a procedure parameter. Right side parameter, you can consider this as a SSRS report parameter. We haven't created a parameter, right? So if you are giving this like this, so we can create a SSRS parameter in two different ways. Right click on parameters and add parameter, or in a data set, if you mention name of the parameter, which automatically creates a parameter, just click OK. Now you can see parameter created automatically. So this is a second way of calling a store procedure. So in a real time, 60 to 70% of the reports, they keep execution statement of the procedure in this box. Exec name of the procedure. This is the parameter of the procedure, and this is a parameter of the SSRS RDL. Okay. Now click OK. Now you can take a table, and usually we copy it from other reports, right? So paste it and browse the data set. I want to take it to employee view. Okay. Now click OK and preview. When we click on a preview, it will ask for a value, right? Department number. So just 10. If you enter 10, it will return a 10th department information. If you enter 20, then it will return a 20th department information. So this is how we call a procedure from a store SSRS report. Simple steps while creating a data set. While creating data set, here you can keep execution statement of the store procedure, or else you can just select the third option, store procedure option. From the drop down, you can select the procedure. There are two ways of calling a store procedure from SSRS report. In a real time 80% of the reports, around 80% of the reports, they call a store procedure. Reason being, so having a calculations in a RDL and having the same calculation procedure, there is a difference. So let's say you have received some certain number of calculations, like updating the aggregation, everything, and if you prefer doing an RDL, which takes a lot of time to process it. RDL always takes a lot of time to execute the expressions, to execute the aggregations, but SQL Server is a strong engine, so it takes less amount of time comparatively SSRS. That is the reason in real time they prefer writing calculations, implement everything in a SQL Server inside a store procedure. Okay. Any questions on calling a store procedure from SSRS RDL? This is a very important. We missed it. Okay. Fine. Now let's go to our actual topics. So now we will discuss filters available in Power BI Desktop and slicers available in Power BI Desktop. Those two simple topics for today's session. Okay, filters available in Power BI Desktop. Let's take this concept first. So what is mean by filter? So we all know what is mean by filter, right? Like we came across SSRS reports, and we discussed multiple filters. What are the filters available in SSRS? Do you remember filters available in SSRS? What are the filters we discussed? What are the filters that we discussed in SSRS? So we need to have an incremental learning, and so incremental loading lag, incremental learning on that. So do you remember filters in SSRS? So we discussed filter at query level, filter at a tables level, filter at dataset level, right? Okay, so we all know how filter works. We all know how filter works. Like let's take a case. Here I'll take a case. So in Power BI, we have a multiple filters. Report level filter. So report level filter. Second filter is page level filter. Third one is visual level filter. Fourth one is a drill through filter. So these are the four different filters available in Power BI Desktop. Simple filters. So very simple filters compared to SSRS. I'll take one report. One Power BI report can have multiple pages. Okay, let's take this is a page one, and this is a page two, and page three. So this is a Power BI report. Consider this box as a Power BI report, and it has three pages. Okay, it has three pages. Page one, and page two, and page three. So consider this is a Power BI report, and we do have a three pages: page one, page two, page three. And each Power BI page, Power BI report page has a multiple visuals like table visual and table visual. In next page we have a pie chart and donut chart. Okay. In next we have some histograms like stacked bar chart. Okay. So this is a Power BI report. Power BI report has three pages and each page has a multiple visuals. Now, so I am extracting data from database. So I am extracting data from database. There is one table in database called employee table. I am clicking on get data in Power BI Desktop. I'm making a connection to the database. Now I am importing this data into a Power BI Desktop. So this is a complete process now. Now, so while importing data from database to Power BI Desktop, consider there are four different departments we have. Consider there are four different departments: 10, 20, and 30, and 40. Consider these are the four different departments we have in a database. So now, as per the client requirement, what client is saying, don't show 40th department information anywhere in the report. Anywhere in, I don't want to see a 40th department information page one, page two, page three. Means anywhere in the report. I don't want to see 40th department information anywhere in my report. I don't want that information at all. Then here, filters are used to restrict unwanted information entry into the report, right? So here, a report level filter is a one filter, and if you don't want to import certain information from database to entire report, then we can put a filter over here. Here we can put a filter. We call this filter as a report level filter. If you apply a report level filter, then it will not allow that data to be entered into the report. Okay, now, so we filtered out 40th department information by having a filter at a report level. Next, so now what client is saying, in the page one, only in page one, I don't want to see a 30th department information. Only 30th department information page one lo matram visible kagurdu. I want to have 30th department information. I want to see 30th department information page two and page three. So page two lo, page three lo naku 30th department information visible avali, but I don't want to see a 30th department information in a page one. That is a client requirement. Now we have a filter option. We can define a filter at a page level also. Here if you define a filter at page level, then it will not allow a 30th department information to only to this page. Only e page matram allow cheyaru. Same information will flow to the second page, same information will flow to the third page. But here we can define a filter at page level. If you are defining any filter at page level, then it will not enter that value. It will not allow that data to be entered in a page, entire page. So entire page lo a 30th department information visible card. Okay, next level filter, visual level filter. So after filtering out 40th department information from an entire report, after filtering out 30th department information from only page one, now in this particular table visual, I don't want to see a 20th department information. I would like to see only 10th department information in table 1, and here in this table I want to show only 20th department information. Getting? So now, after applying these two filters in page one, now we have two department information, right? 10 and 20. But again, client is saying there are two tables in a page one. First, in the first table, show only 10th department information. In a table two, show only 20th department information. Now we will have to define a filter condition on this visual, right? So now 20 and 30 flowing inside this page, but we don't want to show a 1020 in the same visual, right? So now we can apply a filter at a visual level to filter out 20 in this case. Here we will apply a filter at a visual level to filter out 10 department in this particular case. Now, any questions on a report level filter, page level filter, and visual level filter? Okay. Now, last one is a drill through filter. So drill through filter, like in every page we are showing a relevant information. Consider we are showing a relevant information all three pages. Now, here in this particular page one, so here we are showing 10th department. Consider this is we are showing 10th department information and 20th department information, another pillar, and 30th department information in another pillar. And over here we are showing some details relevant to that. Okay, details. If you're, let's say this is a 10th department information, if you right click on this, if you right click on this particular pillar, if you right click on this particular pillar, and if you want to apply a filter on the page 2, so drill through is nothing but a hyperlinking. We discussed in SSRS, right? Drill through is nothing but a hyperlinking, but we here we navigate across pages. We navigate across pages from page 1 to page 2. We can navigate, but it applies a filter, right? So when we click on, so we discussed in SSRS, if you remember, we developed two reports, parent report and child report. In a parent report, if I clicked on 10th department, it was showing only 10th department details, right? We call that as a drill through filter. If I click on 10th here, if I click on 10th pillar, no, it will navigate to the another page. It will take us to the page 2, but it will show only 10th department information. It will show only 10th department information. It applies a filter on page 2. Here we call it as a drill through filter. Any questions on these four filters? Now let's come back to interview questions. How many types of filters available in Power BI Desktop? First question. Can you explain each one of the filter? And what is the difference between report level filter and page level filter? What is the difference between visual level filter and page level filter? These are four questions you will receive frequently in interview on Power BI. Okay, what are the filters available in Power BI? First question. You can mention all four filters, and can you explain each filter in detail? Then you have to explain with an example like this. Next, what are the differences between report level filter and page level filter? Okay, in a similar way, what is the difference between visual level filter and page level filter? Okay, got it. Now let's, if you don't have any questions, I'll show you how to apply this filter in Power BI. Let's go to Power BI Desktop. Here we have a three pages. Page 2 having two visuals, and page, okay, let's rename them. Let's rename this as a, now here we can rename it as a page 1. Now here we can rename it as a page 2. Okay, here we have a page 1, and we have two visuals. In page 2 we have multiple visuals. In page 3 we have a multiple visuals. So now here if you look at in all reports, so if you just, here we are showing the job wise, right? So if you can show it department wise, it looks okay. Department wise, show them department wise. Okay, 10, 20, 30 department wise. And here also in one of the visual we show department wise for easy identification. Okay, now in page 1 we are showing employee details. In a page 2 department wise sum of salary. In page 3 department wise sum of salary. If you go to page 1, now I don't want to see 30th department information anywhere in my report. You can see 30th department information visible in first page, and 33 information is visible in a second page, and you can see the same information in a third page, right? So now, as per the client requirement, we have to filter out 30 the department details from entire report. Okay, I will show you how to apply a report level filter. First, click outside, then expand this filters option. Here you can see filters on all pages, which is nothing but a report level filter. So filters on all pages, which is nothing but a report level filter. In case if you want to filter out, if you want to exclude some certain information, some data from entire report, you come and apply a filter over here. Okay, now we don't want to 30th department information anywhere in our report, right? Now let's drag and drop field into this filter section, drag and drop. And now here we have two types of filters available: basic filtering and advanced filtering. Let's start with the basic filtering. Basic filtering means you can see a list of unique values under that column, which is nothing but a DEPT number. And in case if you don't want to allow, so you say select all, means select all and exclude only 30th department information, and you minimize it. That's it. Now we applied report level filter. Now see in page one, we don't see 33 information is not visible, and page two, 33 information is not visible. If you go to page three, 33 information is not visible. So if you are applying a filter at a report level, click outside and expand these filters and just remove it. I'll show you how to apply again. Drag and drop the field into this filters on all pages. This is the app property, and here we have two types of filtering options: advanced filtering and basic level filtering. In a basic level filtering, in a drop down you can see list of unique values, which is available under this column. Okay, next, here in case if you want to filter out, some certain data of particular specific department, you have a static condition. Consider that you have a static condition to exclude. Now you can come over here and just exclude 33 information. This is how we apply a page level filter, a report level filter. If you want to apply another filter, you can just drag and drop another field. So we can have a filters on multiple columns as well. So now I am excluding 33 department information. Along with that, I don't want to see a managers as well. You can exclude managers as well. So we can define a filter condition on more than one column. It is not only one column. Okay, I'm just removing the second column now. And if you just go to this filter conditions, here there are two types of filter conditions that we discussed, right? So first one is a basic filtering. If you just select a basic filtering, which will show the basic a list of unique values in the drop down. And if you just go with advanced filtering, you will get operators. Just go to advanced filtering option. Now over here you can see a list of operators. What are the operators? So is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to, is blank, is not blank. Okay, these are the operators. So we all are familiar with operators in SQL, right? So we spent enough time in a SQL, right, to learn these operators. So that's the reason I'm not repeating. It's a less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to, is equal to blank, not equal to blank. Okay, now in case if you want to exclude if you want to implement a filter condition, if you don't want to allow a value which is less than, it should be less than, or it should be less than 25 on phone, which means 25 కన్నా తక్కువే ఉండాలి. It should be less than or equal to 25. So less than or equal to, it should be less than or equal to 25, which means always the department number should be less than or equal to 25. If you want to implement dynamic conditions, dynamic filter conditions, then we'll take advanced filtering option. And in case if you want to apply static filter conditions, like specific, you don't want 30th department information, always you don't want to have a 30th department information, which we call it as a static conditions. In case if you want to implement static conditions, we'll go through basic filtering. And if you want to implement a dynamic filter conditions, then we'll select the advanced filtering option. Over here we'll take help of operators, right? Now fine, any questions so far? So this is how we apply filter conditions on a report level. So just take a column, and if in case if you don't want to 33 department anywhere in a report, and just uncheck this and minimize it. Now we applied filter at report level. Now we applied filter at report level. So I'm reading a question. Job wise total salary in page 2 is which one's matrix table? Job wise total matrix table in page 2. I haven't used a matrix anywhere. This is a multi-chord. Okay, fine. Next type of filter. Next type of filter. So next type of filter. So we have discussed report level filter, right? And now as per the requirement in page one, I don't want to see a 20th department information anywhere in my report. 20th specific 20th department information in only page one. Now I applied a report level filter. Now I don't see a 30th department information in anywhere in my report. In page two, it's not visible. In page three, it is not visible, right? Now if you go back to page one, if you go back to page one, and if you want to apply some filter condition on entire page, only entire page, then filters on this page. The option over here is filters on this page. Now it's a drag and drop the same field, drag and drop the same field on this. Now here let's go with the basic filtering, and here I don't want to see a 20th dip information, filter it out. Now if you see, 20th department information is filtered out only in page 2. If you go to page 2, 20th department information is visible. See, 20th department information is visible. And if you go to page 3, 20th department information is visible. But we applied a page level filter which applies to only page 1. So if you are taking multiple visuals in a page 1, if you take another visual, like if you take another visual in page 1, the filter applies. The same filter applies, and same filter apply automatically. ఓన్లీ పేజ్ వన్ మాత్రమే చూపిస్తుంది. ఓన్లీ ఫిల్టర్ అప్లై ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఫిల్టర్ అప్లై అవుతుంది. ఓకే, see only filter apply. So whatever visuals you take in a page one, it applies to entire all the visuals. So it applies to all the visuals in a page. If you are applying a uh, report page level filter which applies to all visuals within that page. Okay, now next filter, I don't want to show a manager information only in this particular. Okay, left side unna kada, left side unna visual lo I don't want to show manager information only in this particular visual. Only particular visual la maatrame. If you want to exclude some information on visual side, only on visual side, only on this particular visual, I don't want to see a manager information. Then select this visual. Then over here we have a filters on this visual. We have a filters on this visual option. Just select this filter on this visual, and if you go to department number, go to basic filtering. Here you don't department, it's not on department number, right? It's on a job, right? So go to job field if it is available. If it is not available, then you can bring it. Okay, it is available over here. Now basic level filtering, I don't want to manage. This is how we apply a visual level filter. So in case if you don't want to allow show some certain information on entire page, we'll apply report level filter. On a specific page, we apply page level filter. If you click outside, you can see those two filters on all pages, which means report level filter. Filters on this page, which means a page level filter. And if you select a visual, then you will get a visual level filter. Filters on this visual, and I don't want to show manager information, so I implemented filter on manager job column. Any questions on first three filters? A report level filter, page level filter, and visual level filter. Any questions on this three? It's very important. Definitely will receive a question in interview. See, again a question. A report level filter, don't apply report level. It's for only interview purpose. I explained this only for interview purpose. It is only for it is only for interview purpose. Report level filter is only for interview purpose. Don't apply a report level filter in a real time report. The reason being, why to import everything from database and apply report level filter? Why can't we implement a filter to query level? Just think about it. So if in case if you are importing data from SQL server, anyway we are importing data from SQL server, right? So why can't we have a filter condition directly over here. So you don't say, as client mentioned, that I don't want to see 30th department information anywhere in my report. Okay, so now why to import this 33 information into as a Power BI, then apply a report level filter? Don't import that itself. Okay, here you can write DBT number not equal to 30. This is the best place to implement a filter. So don't apply report level filter in your Power BI. If you are unable to implement a filter condition at a data set level, then only you prefer to apply report level. First priority, priority should go to query level. And if you are unable to implement a filter condition over here, then only you apply a filter condition at report level. Okay, fine. Next, any other questions? It's very, very important, and this is a very, very important topic. Filters in Power BI Desktop. Now, last one is a drill through filter. Let's discuss a drill through filter. Remove all the filters which we implemented. So remove it and remove this. And on this particular visual, we implemented one, right? So remove that also. Okay. So now, so here we have in page 2, right? Page 2, I am showing 10th department information, high level information. I am showing it on a pie chart. 10th department wise sum of salary, 20th department wise sum of salary, and 30th department wise sum of salary, right? Now, if I click on this, if I click on this 10, if I click on this 10, I want to navigate to page 1. Page 1 like page 1 details to view చేయాలనుకున్నాను. Okay. So consider this as a detail. Consider the details. EMP details అనుకున్నాం. Consider this as a employee details. EMP details. So EMP details. Here we are showing summary information. Remember, this is summary information. Okay. So now client is viewing a summary information in sheet 2. So he's looking at 10th department information. It's showing 8,750. Total salary of 10th department is 8,750. Now, if we click on this particular portion, if we click on over here, no, it should take us to the employee details sheet kellali. Employee details lo only corresponding information maatrame display aval, which means if I click on 10 over here, it should take me to the employee details sheet. Then it should display only 10th department information, corresponding information only. So we can achieve this by implementing drill through filter. Now, when I click on this particular portion, no, it should take me to the employee detail sheet, right? Now we have to add this sheet. So ఏ షీట్ కి అయితే మనం నావిగేట్ చేయాలనుకున్నామో ఆ షీట్ లోకి వెళ్ళి ఇక్కడ కింద ఒక చిన్న ఆప్షన్ చూడండి, డ్రిల్ త్రూ ఆప్షన్. జస్ట్ డ్రిల్ త్రూ ఆప్షన్ ఎనేబుల్ చేసేసి డ్రిల్ త్రూ ఆప్షన్ ఎనేబుల్ చేయండి ఇక్కడ. సో డ్రిల్ త్రూ ఆప్షన్ లో యాడ్ డ్రిల్ త్రూ ఫీల్డ్స్ ఓవర్ హియర్ అని చెప్పారు కదా. సో ఆన్ విచ్ కాలం డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఇక్కడికి యాడ్ చేసేసి. ఓకే, యూ హ్యావ్ టు యాడ్ ఏ కాలం. ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్. So when I click on this, if you want to navigate to employee detail sheet, ఏ షీట్ కి అయితే మీరు నావిగేట్ అవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నారు by clicking on something, right? I want to navigate to employee detail sheet. సో ఏ షీట్ కి అయితే మీరు నావిగేట్ అవ్వాలనుకున్నారో ఆ షీట్ లోకి వెళ్ళి హియర్ కీప్ ఆల్ ఫిల్టర్స్ లో మీరు ఏ కాలం బేసిస్ చేసుకుని ఫిల్టర్ అప్లై చేయాలో ఆ కాలం ఇక్కడ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోండి. నౌ ఐ వాంట్ ఇట్ అనే డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నంబర్. దాట్స్ ఇట్. నౌ యూ గో టు సమ్మరీ. ఈ నో నీడ్ టు సెట్ ఎనీ అడిషనల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఓవర్ హియర్. జస్ట్ మీరు ఏ షీట్కి వెళ్ళాలనుకున్నారు ఆ షీట్కి వెళ్ళేసి ఆ కాలం ఇక్కడ డ్రిల్ త్రూ కింద కాలం మ్యాచ్ చేసుకుని సరిపోతుంది. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ గో టు సమ్మరీ షీట్ అండ్ రైట్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ దిస్ పోర్షన్ అండ్ హియర్ యూ కెన్ సీ అ డ్రిల్ త్రూ. గో టు, సో ఇక్కడ ఈఎంపీ డీటెయిల్స్ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఎంప్లాయీ డీటెయిల్స్ షీట్లోకి వెళ్ళేసి మనం ఇక్కడ ఫిల్టర్ కింద యాడ్ చేసాం. ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు పేజ్ 3కి వెళ్ళేసి పేజ్ 3 ఇక్కడ ఎంటీగా ఉంది ఈ బాక్స్. యాడ్ డ్రిల్ త్రూ ఫీల్డ్స్ హియర్. ఇఫ్ యూ యాడ్ ఏ ఫిల్టర్ ఓవర్ హియర్ అగైన్, this page is available for navigation. Now the page 3 is also available for navigation. If you go to summary, if you right click and if you click on drill through, now you can see 2. So EMP details is available for navigation and page 3 is also available for navigation. Now if you click on employee details, which will show only 10th department information. See, now if you go to page summary sheet and if you right click on 20th department and if you go drill through employee details, now it will show only 20th department information. This we call this as a drill through filter. Any questions on drill through filter? సో మీరు ఏ పేజ్ లోకి అయితే డ్రిల్ త్రూ మెకానిజం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలనుకున్నారో ఆ పేజ్కి వెళ్ళండి. డైరెక్ట్గా ఈ కీప్ ఆల్ ఫిల్టర్స్ని ఏ కాలం మీద అయితే మీరు పేజ్ లెవెల్ ఆ ఫిల్టర్ అప్లై చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారు, ఆ ఫిల్టర్ కి డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ చేసుకోండి, ఆ ఫీల్డ్ ని డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ చేసుకోండి. దెన్ దిస్ పేజ్ is available for drill through. Okay, navigation ki page available ఉన్నట్టు. You go to page 3, and if you see some field is available under keep all filters, no, which means this page is available for a drill through action hyperlinking. This page is available now. Okay, go to summary. If you want to navigate to page 3, drill through, and page 3 is also available. Okay, page 3 information show చేస్తుంది. Any questions on drill through? Any questions on drill through action, drill through filter? These four very important filters, and very important filters, especially when you are clearing when you are giving an interviews. When you are giving an interviews, so very important. Okay. Any questions? You can just drop your question in chat box. Okay. Now next topic is slices. Slices. Okay. I want to give you 5 minutes of time only. So if you have any questions on filters and first topic, calling a store procedure from RDL. So one topic we discussed, and then filters available in PowerBI Desktop. This is the second concept we discussed. I'll stop recording.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. If you remember parameters in SSRS report, if you remember parameters concept in SSRS, right? So why do we use a parameters in SSRS? So why do we use parameters in SSRS? To apply some filter, like if you want to see some specific information for passing for desired data, so you can say desired data for passing some values. If you want to extract a report for input for specific values, then we will have a parameters in SSRS. Similarly, what parameters does in SSRS report, what parameters does in SSR in a SQL store procedure, no, equivalent concept is slicers in a PowerBI Desktop. So equivalent topic, so if you can compare with the parameters in SSRS report. Over here, go to Power BI report, and here employee details. I want to have a parameter like SSRS. So take one slicer, and in a slicer, if client wants to apply a filter, if client wants to apply a filter, a client wants to apply filter on our department wise, then drag and drop the field into the slicer, and over here click on drop down, click చేసి ప్రస్తుతానికి drop down తీసుకుందాం, drop down కానీ let's go for a list. Okay, now if I select 10, automatic filter apply చూడండి. But in SSRS case లో, if you go to SSRS, if you still remember SSRS case, we have to declare a parameter, then parameter declare create చేయాలి, parameter value మళ్ళీ డేటా సెట్ లో బైండ్ చేయాలి, మళ్ళీ డ్రాప్ డౌన్ వాల్యూస్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి, దెన్ డిఫాల్ట్ వాల్యూస్ సెట్ చేయాలి. లాట్ ఆఫ్ కేసెస్, రైట్? సో అక్కడ డేటా సెట్స్ క్రియేట్ చాలా, so process, there is a process exist in SSRS to have this binding. But over here it's a very simple, everything is inbuilt, you no need to set any property. Just take a slicer which is equivalent to parameters in SSRS, which is nothing but a slicer, and on which column you want to apply a filter. If on department number, take it in department number. And these are multiple formats of the slicer: list, drop down, between. So I'm going with a list right now, and you no need to set anything in a Power BI Desktop. So everything is inbuilt. That's the reason people are behind Power BI Desktop. Okay, if you just click on 30, it will automatically apply the filter, and if you click on 20, it will automatically apply filter on these visuals, and if you click on 10, automatic filter apply చేయండి, అన్ని visuals కి apply అయిపోతుంది automatic. Okay, so now I want to select multi selection. Similar way, what we discussed in SSRS, multi selection. Hold control key and you can select a multiple. That selection control, we can imagine a formatting settings. Okay, so if in case if you want to have a multi selection search option on a slicer, all this we can enable it, but all these options are available in a formatting option. So over here you can see all the formatting options. Okay, selection control, formatting options లో వస్తాయి. Okay, so now it's a simple if you select a 10, which applies a filter on all visuals within the page. Just note it down. If you're taking a slicer in a Power BI page, you no need to implement a binding and anything. I'm just removing it. take a slicer in a report, you can take n number of slices. Okay, you can take n number of slices in a Power BI report page. And after taking a slicer, you can select any field into the slicer on which you want to provide a filtering option. Okay, going with a list. Now, if you select a 10, which automatically applies filter on all visuals in only this page. Now, if you go to summary page, in summary page, you don't see that filter is applied, right? So, summary page lo filter apply kala. Only first page lo maatrame apply. In case if you select the second option, is filtering is applying only on employee details sheet, not on other sheets. If you just look at other sheets, filter is not applied. Okay, we go to employee details, a filter is applied only on this particular sheet. If you click on 30, filter is applied only on this particular sheet. Okay, now you can take n number of slicers. Take another slicer, take another, click outside and take another slicer. And now on this I want to give another field called job this one, this slicer. Hmm. Now, so here if I click 10, ఆటోమేటిక్గా సెకండ్ స్లైడ్ ఏమైనా చూడండి, క్లర్క్ మేనేజర్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఉంది. ఇఫ్ యూ సెలెక్ట్ 20, ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఏమైపోయింది, అనలిస్ట్ క్లర్క్ మేనేజర్. 20th డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు సీ ఓన్లీ అనలిస్ట్, దెన్ సెలెక్ట్ లైక్ దిస్. దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఫస్ట్ స్లైజర్, దిస్ ఇస్ ద సెకండ్ స్లైజర్. సో కెన్ వి కాల్ జాబ్ స్లైజర్ as a cascading slicer? Can we call it? Can we call this as a cascading slicer? So when I select a value, 30 in a first slicer, and the relevant jobs are available in second slicer, right? If I select 10 over here, relevant jobs are available. So relevant jobs are available over here. So just no change. If something is confused, take it again. Take a job. Now see, if I select 10 in the first slicer, automatically filters ఈ slicer మీద cascading అవుతుంది చూడండి. 20 అప్లై చేస్తే 20కి సంబంధించిన ఓన్లీ జాబ్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. ఇఫ్ ఐ సెలెక్ట్ 30 ఓవర్ హియర్, ఇట్ ఈస్ అప్లయింగ్ ఫిల్టర్ ఆన్ దిస్ slicer as well. So now we can call the second slicer as a cascading slicer. So అన్ని slices cascading slicers అండి. Not only job. Each department is cascading slicer or not? So if department cascading slicer అవుతుందా అవదండి. So I take a job slicer. I take another slicer, I'll click on job. Now if I select anything, if I select salesman, no, salesman సంబంధించినట్టు ఆటోమేటిక్ అప్లై అయిపోయింది చూడండి. సేల్స్మెన్ జాబ్ is available only under 33 department. That is the reason filter is applying on department slicer as well. So if you take any slicer on a Power BI page, if you are selecting any value in the slicer, no, then the same filter applies to all visuals available within the page. All the visuals available within the page. Any questions on this? So now we can take n number of slices. So after this session, you take n number of slices, how we implemented in SSRS, take multiple slices and verify whether those are cascading slices or not. Okay. Now client doesn't want to have two different slices. So department number for one slicer and job for another slicer. We can manage both the drop down of options in one single slicer. See, I'll tell you. So a slicer can accept more than one field. Right now we have browsed only one field. Now you can take job field and drop it into one to say. Now see, here is a hierarchy slicer. Now this is a hierarchy slicer. In case for in a 10th department, if you want to see only clerks, just select it. Now it will show only a clerks under 10th department. If you want to see managers over here, and if you want to see everything, like if you want to go to 20th department, and inside 20th department you want to see only analysts, you can see over here. So you can have a multiple levels as well. If you take employee name to the same, now you can see 3 levels. If you go here, you can see 3 levels. First level is department number, second level is job, third level is employee name. Expand it. Now it will show all the jobs available under 30th department. And expand salesman. Now it will show all the names available under salesman. Now if you want to see only Allen, select Allen. Now it will show 30th department low salesman Allen. Okay. Now We call this the hierarchy slicer. Hierarchy slicer. So in a hierarchy slicer, we can take n number of fields, not only one field. If you take only one field, it will show drop down like this. If you take more than one field into slicer, then it will become a hierarchy slicer. So now this is a hierarchy slicer. Okay. Any questions so far on hierarchy slicer? No. Now let's concentrate on formatting options of the slicer. Formatting options. Now here the drop down values you can provide as a list. First option is list, you can provide this as a list, and second option is a drop down means if you don't have a sufficient space in the Power BI page, now you can make it as a drop down. So now it occupies less space, right, in a page. Now you can click on a drop down whenever client wants to see information for specific input values. Now he click on drop down and he will select, he will go with a choice. Okay, just click on this, and now that is the department లో క్లర్క్ చూడాలండి క్లర్క్. Okay, now select by click చేసి selection అయిపోతుంది. Now so now we want to have a select all option, right? Search option, how to provide search option on a slicer. So search option ఎలా ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలంటే ఇక్కడ మనకు search option ఉంటుంది. There is somewhere we have to search. There is explore data, show, remove, sort by. Filter size effect visual, there should be such option should be there somewhere. On the slicer itself. Let's take it to the next sheet, paste it. Explore, show as a table, remove, spotlight, and so, so I'll find it out, and somewhere there they have moved this to somewhere else. Let's talk. I'll show you next session such option. Okay. Next, any question so far? Any question so far? And taking a slicer. Slicer is similar to parameters in SSRS. That is a one thing. First point. Second point, on a one slicer. In one slicer, we can show multiple fields, a hierarchy level. Multiple fields we can show, and based on the selection, it automatically applies. So if you are using a slicer, which means it is you don't need to bind anything between slicer and data sets. It automatically binds. Okay. The only one thing that you have to do is a data modeling. సో స్లైజర్ యూజ్ చేసే కాలము, టేబుల్స్లో ఉండే కాలం కంపల్సరీగా సేమ్ టేబుల్ అని అయి ఉండాలి. సేమ్ టేబుల్ లేకపోతే డేటా మోడలింగ్లో రిలేషన్షిప్స్ అని అయి ఉండాలి. రిలేషన్షిప్స్ లేకుండా ఉంటే ఆ ఫిల్టర్ అప్లై కాదండి. ఓకేనా, ఫైన్. నెక్స్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్, రీసెంట్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్స్లో ఏంటంటే ఎక్కువగా అడిగే ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే when I apply filter, this is interview question. So when I apply filter, when I select 20, filter is applying to all visuals, right? Filter is applying to all visuals. And if I select 10, filter is applying to all visuals. We right now we have two visuals, filter is applying to two visuals. Now as per the client, our client when I select 20, filter should apply to only employee visual, not to all visuals. Only specific visuals మాత్రమే slicer selection apply కావాలి. It should not apply slicer selection to all అన్నాడు. Okay, so when I click on 30, the filter should apply only to employee table, not to other, right? If you select 10, filter should apply to only employee table, not to department table. Then what to do? The simple option we have, no need to write a DAX expression and all. The simple option we have available over here. Just go to select a visual and go to formatting option. Here we have an edit interacts option. So now it should come such option. And I'll figure it out. Okay. Now just first thing, select the visual, go to formatting option. Now we have a edit interaction option. This is a very important option, edit interactions. Click on edit interactions. Now here we have a two options, none and filter option. And none option. If you click none option, then whatever you select in the slicer, that slicer selection will not apply to this visual at all. See, if I select 30, filter is applying on employee visual. This the left side on a table apply and it is not applying to right side visual at all, right? So we can restrict slicer selection inside a page as well. If you don't want to apply a slicer selection to a particular visual, the first step is, what is the first step? Select a slicer and click on a formatting tab. Here we have a edit interaction tab. Click on edit interaction. After clicking on edit interaction, on each and every visual you can see two options: filter and none. If you don't want to apply a slicer selection on any visual, then you select a filter option. Then if you want to apply the slicer selection on this visual as well, then click on a filter option. Then if you click on a filter option, then filter applies. Filter option click చేస్తే filter apply అవుతుంది. If you select none option, then slicer selection apply అవుతుంది. Then it will not apply a slicer selection to this particular visual. This is a very, very important. You have to explain a navigation. You have to give them a navigation ఇవ్వాలి కంపల్సరీ ఇంటర్వ్యూ. సో ఎలా సేమ్ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగినప్పుడు జస్ట్ ఫస్ట్ నావిగేషన్ ఎలా ఇవ్వాలంటే, click on select a slicer, then click on a format tab, then left side you can see edit interaction, click on edit interaction. Then after clicking on edit interaction, you can see two options for on each visual: filter option and none option. If you don't want to apply a slicer selection on this particular visual, then click on a none option. Or if you want to go allow a filter slicer filter on this visual, click on a filter option. So that's how you have to answer to the question. Any question?
హలో
Yes.
సార్, ఇప్పుడు స్లైసర్కి ఎక్కువ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుందా సార్, లేకపోతే ఫిల్టర్స్ దానికి ఎక్కువ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది? సపోజ్ ఇప్పుడు స్లైసర్స్లో డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నెంబర్ 10 ఉండి ఫిల్టర్స్లో మాత్రం మనం ఓన్లీ 20 పెడితే దేనికి ప్రిఫరెన్స్
Okay,
ఉండి
I'll come
డేటా
back.
డిస్ప్లే?
Difference
ఓకే
between, so basically your question is difference between slicers and filters, right? Slicers and filters.
దేనికి ఎక్కువ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది అంటే, దీంట్లో
Difference.
10 ఇచ్చి ఫిల్టర్స్లో 20 ఫిల్టర్ అవుట్ చేసేస్తే డేటా అలా డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది.
See, both will apply, Kalan. Both will apply. So, if you go to filters, no, filters కి వెళ్ళేసి బయట క్లిక్ చేసి filters కి వెళ్ళేసి ఇక్కడ 10 కి అప్లై చేసేసారు అనుకోండి, బేసిక్ లెవెల్ ఫిల్టరింగ్కి వెళ్ళేసి అన్ని కావాలి, ఓన్లీ 20 వద్దాం. 20 ఇంకెక్కడ ఫ్లో కాదు. ఈవెన్ స్లైజర్లో కూడా 20 రాదు. దిస్ ఇస్ హార్డ్ కోడెడ్. సో దిస్ ఇస్
ఓకే, దెన్
యాక్సెసిబుల్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్
ఫిల్టర్స్కి
డెవలపర్స్.
ఎక్కువ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది, ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్. ఓకే.
ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్
ఓకే.
ఫిల్టర్స్కే ఉంటుంది. ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఫిల్టర్స్కే ఉంటుంది. ఫిల్టర్స్ ఏంటంటే మనం వైల్ డెవలపింగ్ అవర్ రిపోర్ట్, ఫస్ట్ ఇట్ టేక్స్ ఫిల్టర్స్. దెన్ దిస్ ఇస్ ఫర్ ఎండ్ యూజర్స్, కన్జ్యూమర్స్ కి. రిపోర్ట్ మనకి కన్జ్యూమర్ ఎండ్ యూజర్ క్లయింట్ రన్ చేస్తారు కదా రిపోర్ట్స్. ఎండ్ యూజర్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్స్ టు స్పెసిఫిక్ గా వ్యూ చేయాలనుకుంటే ఇది దిస్ ఇస్ ఫర్ ఎండ్ యూజర్స్, దిస్ ఇస్ ఫర్ డెవలపర్స్. ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్
ఓకే.
వచ్చి ఫిల్టర్స్ కి ఆల్వేస్ ప్రిఫర్స్ కి వెళ్తుంది. ఆర్డిఎల్ లో
ఓకే.
ఉన్న కనెక్ట్ వెళ్తుంది.
ఎస్.
డిఫాల్ట్ ఫిల్టర్ ఆప్షన్ ఇన్ విజువల్స్. డిఫాల్ట్ ఫిల్టర్ ఏమి ఉండదండి. డిఫాల్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఏది ఉండదు. సో మనం ఏదైనా చెక్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. డిఫాల్ట్ దేని మీద ఫిల్టర్ అప్లై అవుతుంది. ఎనీ అదర్ క్వశ్చన్స్? దిస్ ఈస్ అగైన్ ఫ్రీక్వెంట్లీ ఆస్క్డ్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్ అండి. స్లైజర్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే అన్నిటికీ ఫిల్టర్ అవుతుంది కదా, స్పెసిఫిక్ విషయంలో ఫిల్టర్ అప్లై కాకూడదు అని అడుగుతున్నారు. సో చాలా ఫ్రీక్వెంట్ అడుగుతున్నారు ఈ క్వశ్చన్. జస్ట్ నోట్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ interview question again, same again. So we can have a number of filters. Let's click on formatting and remove this. Okay, now here if you select 10, filter is applying. So in a slicer if I select 10 over here, it is applying a filter. Okay, if you select anything on this slicer, a filter is applying to only within a page, only this page. Filter is not applying to second page. Filter is not applying to third page. Next, I want to apply whatever I select in a first page. The same selection I want to have in entire report. Is it feasible or not? That is the interview question. And real time lo kuda use chestar. Okay, so as we discussed, if you select any value in the slicer, the impact of the slicer is only within a page. It cannot control other pages. That is for sure. But in SSRS, if you are selecting some value in a parameter, that accessibility of the parameter is in entire report. But over here, within a page, there's a limited action, the impact in the only within a page. If you select 20, then it applies only within page. It will not control other pages. It cannot control other pages. Now what client is asking, now if I select 10 over here, then now I want to see filter is applying on first page. I want to apply to second page, on third page. Now any page same filter apply kavalantunnadu. Now let's we don't have a direct options available in Power BI. In Samba we have to develop this. Okay, let's see how to develop this. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to drop your question in chat box. Okay, select, copy this, Control C, and paste in summary sheet. After pasting it, you will get a pop-up called sync visuals. One or more of copied visuals can stay in a sync with a visual. So sync or do not sync. What happens if you click on sync, and what happens if you click on do not sync? If you click on sync teaches if you select any value from this drop down, if you select 20, 10 select చేశారు అనుకోండి, ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఈ షీట్ లో కూడా 20 సెలెక్ట్ అవుతుంది స్లైజర్ లో. రెండు స్లైజర్ సింక్ లో ఉంటాయి. ఇఫ్ యూ సెలెక్ట్ 30 in this slicer, if you select 30 in the first slicer, the same value you can see over here. ఆటోమేటిక్ గా సింక్ అయింది కాబట్టి. ఒకవేళ do not sync ఇచ్చేసేయండి. We understood అని చెప్తారా? I know. So paste it in second sheet. Paste in second sheet. Now I go for do not sync. Do not sync. Now if I select 10 over here, 10 in summary sheet, go to employee details. Here it is a different. Now both are in not sync, right? Now to achieve a client requirement, I want to go with sync, right? So go back to employee details and copy it. Control C. Go to summary sheet and you paste it. You paste it. Now click on a sync option and now paste in page 3 as well. Page 3 as well and sync it. Now in a first sheet, if a client selects 20, then filter is applying on this sheet and second sheet as well and third sheet as well. Everything looks okay now. Now again client ఏం చెప్పాడంటే, దీంట్లో మ్యాజిక్ ఏముంది, ఫస్ట్ పేజ్ లో నేను 20 సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే నాకు సెకండ్ షీట్ లో ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు సీ ది స్లైజర్ అట్ ఆల్. నేను అడిగింది ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ స్లైజర్ లో సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే నాకు ఆ ఇంపాక్ట్ అన్ని షీట్ లో ఉండాలని చెప్పాను, కానీ నువ్వు ఇచ్చిన ఎవ్రీ షీట్ లో సేమ్ స్లైజర్ పెడితే విచ్ ఇస్ చీటింగ్ అని చెప్పాడు. నౌ మనం చీట్ చేస్తే పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా చేయాలండి. ఎలా అంటే క్లయింట్ ని సెకండ్ షీట్ లోకి వెళ్తాం. హియర్ వీ హ్యావ్ విజిబిలిటీ ఆప్షన్స్. ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ రిపోర్టింగ్ టూల్ హ్యాస్ అ విజిబిలిటీ ఆప్షన్స్ అవైలబుల్. We have seen in SSRS, let's see in a Power BI Desktop. Each and every reporting tool will have a visibility option now. So let's hide this visual. Let's hide this particular slicer in summary sheet and page 3 sheet లో హైడ్ చేసామనుకోండి, క్లయింట్ కూడా కనబడదు కాబట్టి తనకి ఇంకా మనం చేసిన కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థమయ్యే ఛాన్స్ లేదు. ఓకే, select this, how to hide particular visual in Power BI. Let's go to view. Here you can see a selection pane. Selection pane, which is nothing but a visibility option. Okay, in case if you want to hide or show any visual in Power BI Desktop, first option is a selection pane. Click on a selection pane. Just click on a selection pane. ఇప్పుడు ఈ స్లైజర్ ఇక్కడ చూడండి, షో ఆర్ హైడ్, టూ ఆప్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. నౌ ఐ వాంట్ టు హైడ్ ఇట్. జస్ట్ ఐకాన్ సింబల్ మీద క్లిక్ చేయండి. నౌ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా హైడ్ చేసేసాను. పేజ్ 3కి వెళ్ళండి. పేజ్ 3కి వెళ్ళేసి అగైన్ మళ్ళీ వ్యూ ఆప్షన్కి వెళ్ళేసి మళ్ళీ సెలెక్షన్ పెన్ క్లిక్ చేయండి. క్లిక్ ఆన్ సెలెక్షన్ పెన్. నౌ హైడ్ దిస్ స్లైజర్. నౌ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా హైడ్ చేసాం. మనం హైడ్ చేసిన విషయం క్లయింట్ తెలియదులేదు. ఓకే, క్లిక్ ఆన్ ఎంప్లాయీ డీటెయిల్స్. నౌ ఇఫ్ యూ go to the drop down, if you select 30 over here, now filter is applying on first page and second page as well, 30 information and page 3 as well. This is how we can meet a client requirement. Any questions? So if I select a value in the first slicer, first page, now it is applying to entire report. This is not feasible. We don't have a direct option. We can achieve in different ways by copying a slices in all sheets and syncing a slicer and hiding a slicer. Any questions so far? No, last point. We'll close this out. Last point. So formatting options. So for formatting is very, very important. No, even it is functioning well. Client will concentrate on format as well. So as I'm paying a lot of money to you, so కొంచెం నాకు ఫార్మాటింగ్ కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అని చెప్పారు అనుకోండి. సో లెట్స్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ ఫార్మాటింగ్ ఆప్షన్స్ రైట్. సో ఫార్మాటింగ్ ఆప్షన్స్ ఏంటంటే go to formatting tab, formatting your visual. Here you can see a slicer. Under slicer settings you can see multi selection, single selection, only single select కావాలనుకోండి, just single selection option enable చేస్తే now here you can see select only one value at a time. It's nothing but a single selection. If client is looking for a single selection, then it always shows a single selection. Now in case client is looking for a multi selection in a slicer, the same option single selection off చేసేసారు అనుకోండి. Now you can see show select all option కావాలనుకోండి. Now you can see you don't see select all option available right under this drop down. So we have to provide select all option. Client అడిగినా అడగకపోయినా మీరు by default select all option provide చేయండి. So we will provide a select all option to all reports, all slices. Select all option ఉండాలి. So here select all option is available. Now next multi select. Multi select ante, so in case if client wants to select multiple values, he can select a multiple values. So we'll concentrate, we can display green colors also. So we can a color and display చేసుకోవచ్చు. Green colors or red colors is up to you. Okay, so all formatting options are available over here. So just select it. Now slicer header. స్లైజర్ హెడర్కి వెళ్తే ఏమవుతుంది, డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నెంబర్ కమా జాబ్ ఉంది కదా, స్లైడర్ హెడర్ మీరు సెట్ చేసుకోవాలండి. సో what do you want to put header, slicer header title, department, user selection అని పెడతాను. సో user select something relevant to it, user selection, and font family we all are belong to Calibri, size increase in 15. Next bold, foreground color, font color, so మీకు నచ్చిన కలర్ తీసుకోండి. సో you can go with your own color. Okay, I'll prefer white. I'll go and set some background color set చేద్దాం, థిక్ కలర్ సెట్ చేద్దాం. ఓకే, మిడిల్లో పెడదాం మరి. మిడిల్ ఆప్షన్ ఇక్కడ బోర్డర్స్ ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది చూద్దాం. Font size, line width, that's okay. Font size we have font size, but middle ఇవ్వలేదు ఇంకా ఆప్షన్. ఇక్కడ one thing that we have to look, text ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చి ఉంటారు middle. So they have changed these option positions and that's where confusion now. So previous session మీరు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటే ఈ ఆప్షన్స్ లుక్ అండ్ ఫీల్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్. టెక్స్ట్ మిడిల్ కి సెట్ చేయండి, మిడిల్ కంపల్సరీ ఉండాలి. స్లైజర్ హెడర్ లో మిడిల్ ఆప్షన్ కంపల్సరీ ఉండాలి. మిడిల్ లెఫ్ట్ రైట్ మిడిల్ ఉంటుంది. ఆప్షన్ రిమూవ్ చేసేసారండి. You look for it and you just try to get it. Okay. Now values, whatever values you are providing drop down, in case if you want to change the formatting of the values, so here you can see the value section, and values the same, you can just verify the Calibri, whatever which are like Calibri, and font size 14 something, around 14, and font family, padding size, borders, so మీకు background colors, మీకు background green and okay, మీ నచ్చిన కలర్స్. ఓకే, కొంచెం అట్రాక్టివ్ ఉన్న కలర్స్. సో ఐఎమ్ నాట్ వెరీ గుడ్ అట్ ఫార్మాటింగ్ ఆప్షన్స్, అండ్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ వెరీ గుడ్ అట్ ఫార్మాటింగ్. జస్ట్ గో త్రూ ఇట్, బోర్డర్స్ కో సెట్ చేసేసి. ఓకే, ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆన్ స్లైజెస్? వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అండి. వీ కెన్ టేక్ మల్టిపుల్ స్లైజెస్ ఇన్ వన్ necessary in one Power BI report. So in case if client is looking for all fields in one slicer, so we can control it. So one slicer will accept more than one. Okay, so far we discuss a slicer available in a store. So I'm not very good at formatting and just explore the formatting options. Okay, so far we have seen a slicer. Right? So this is a default slicer that we get after installing the Power BI Desktop. So far we discussed only the slicer. Don't stick to the slicer. There are a lot of slicer formatting. There are slicers available in a store. Play Store, మీరు Microsoft Store కి వెళ్తే lot of slicers ఉంటాయి. మరి how to import slicers from a Microsoft Store? I'll just guide you. click on these three dots, click on these three dots and get more visuals. Click on get more visuals. I received a question and I don't have a login. How can I connect to the Microsoft Store and download customized visuals? And we can download from third-party website. So third-party website is download this coach if you don't have a login. So it will not work with your Gmail login. So Gmail login. So again, I'm showing. In case if you want to import customized visuals from a Microsoft Store to your Power BI report, click on three dots and get more visual option. And over here, you can just type a slicer name and which will show relevant slices. Now I'm looking for a slicer, right? So slicer and type change list of slices. So the chiclet slicer. There are various slicers we have. I am importing chiclet slicer from a store. So add a chiclet slicer, add it. Okay. Click OK. Now I didn't like this and I'm deleting it. I'm deleting slicer. Okay. Now I want to use chiclet slicer. Chiclet slicer open it. The same functional device same and functional device same, but look and feel better గా ఉంటుంది అంతే ఇంకేమి. So in case if you want to show only department number, see, here look and feel is bit different. Just click on 10, it will show only 10. Click on 20, it will show 20 information, 30 information. This is look and feel is a bit different, but over here we have an option to set an images. ఈ బటన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఈ బటన్స్ కి బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇమేజ్ కూడా మనం సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇన్ కేస్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు సెట్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇమేజెస్, యూ కెన్ సెట్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇమేజ్ టు దిస్ బటన్స్. ఈ బటన్స్ కి బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇమేజ్ కూడా సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. హియర్ వి హావ్ అన్ ఇమేజ్ ఆప్షన్. ఇమేజెస్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంది. యూ కెన్ ఇంపోర్ట్ ఎ ఇమేజ్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ సెట్ ఎ ఇమేజ్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇమేజ్ కూడా సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు ఈ బటన్స్. ఓకే ఫైన్, దట్స్ ఆల్ ఫర్ టుడే సెషన్. We will continue our discussion next session. Any questions?